Hey guys, what's up? It's Jeff. I'm back. Took a week off of how to play the game for Thanksgiving, but today we're going to be covering playing fast. This has some positive and negative connotations with it, but it's going to segue really well into our next week's topic, which is strong side and weak side. Honestly, all these topics, they're so interconnected. They all bounce off of each other so much. Everything that we've talked about has so much to do with everything we're going to talk about and vice versa. It's hard to isolate any one of these, and hopefully you guys start to see, as we go through these topics, the overlap and the interconnectedness of them. But we're actually going to go start with an Ints classic, the A-site rush on Nuke. This is a round that meets with mixed success. FaZe here is on pistols. I've seen this round go two very different ways, but basically this is what people think when they hear, okay, play fast, right? So we're just going to watch this out.
6 seconds because you can't see what you're doing.
And this is just a massive throw of utility, and they just run. They just run at the enemy team. And then hope to win their fights. And they do here because they've got way better weapons. But at the same time, I've seen them run here, and all four of them die in the doorway. And sometimes they do it with guns, and sometimes they don't. But they just throw it at the wall. I wish I could have found one of the unsuccessful rounds. I'm not gonna lie. Truth is that this isn't what playing fast looks like. This is what people think playing fast looks like, but this isn't what actually playing fast looks like. We're gonna look at this round here. Right, we're gonna get this right here. We're gonna be mostly focused,
I think it's
on the mini map.
Made their life easier for sure, but
so this is a default. Simple has an op online, one shot kill, body shot. Right, the enemy team needs to know where it's at before they just start running at stuff because they could feed over a very free death. So they put the bomb down and they go looking for information. They start gathering it. They do that quickly because they know that their job is to gather information, to take as much space as they possibly can, to try and flush out where the enemy team is, to try and find this op. They don't know where it's at. It hasn't taken a shot, they have no idea. So, this is where they're at, and they make a decision over here towards ramp. They go for it. As they're going for it, Xerxian hopes he can find a timing on the guy, hopefully looking away, apply some pressure. The decisions are made very quickly. They decide, okay, we can't go here. There's 3 people here. We need to go somewhere else. So they rotate out. They hold the space a little while for the reclear. They're doing something else. This is playing fast. A lot of time has been burned away, but there are a lot of things that have happened from both teams on both sides. And the speed of the decisions has been very high. Obviously, if you make decisions faster, it leaves you more time to make more decisions, which means you get more done in a round of Valorant, in a game of CS2, in a round of CS2, in a game of Dota 2, in a game of StarCraft 2, right? The faster you make decisions, the more you can get done, unless one of those decisions gets you killed. The rush that Ints did is one decision made at the start of the round. We're rushing this site. A round like this is a layering of decisions from both sides, the attack and the defense. And a lot happens, even when it looks like not a lot is happening. This is a game of Dota 2. EG is up 2-0. They're the dire side, so their names are red. Beast Coast is the green. They're the Radiant side. Beast Coast comes up here. They're looking for a kill on the enemy team's carry.
Slow him down a little bit.
The very fast decision is made from EG. We're going to come fight this. We're going to come support this. And they grab a kill. They grab an early kill. As Beast Coast, decisions are so important here. Right? You made a decision to go fight this. The enemy team brought numbers to support it. You have to decide immediately if you're trying to get out or if you're trying to stay in. If you don't think you can get out, getting in is always the right answer. So they, knowing that they're not going to likely escape, go for a turnaround on this by bringing their numbers back into the fight. You can see their player rotated from mid immediately. And this is... K1 is notorious for being a farm-heavy carry. He's notorious for letting his team play the game while he goes and collects money until he's just too big to be stopped. But the thing that makes him so good is that when he wants to show up, he makes that decision immediately, and then he's there. And he does things like turn this disastrous gank attempt into 4 kills from 0. And now... right? It's a little tenuous. They're going to lose this player, and K1 is like, okay, cool, I'm out. He's just gone. He actually kind of thinks he might be able to kill these players, but he's going to leave. And K1 has been known, if they're winning a fight, if he looks at the fight and says, oh, hey, we're winning this fight, he's been known to leave the fight. He's like, they can win this without me, and he just goes away. But he... this doesn't look like leaving the fight because he's still here, but he does stick around to farm because this is where the easy farm is at. And that's why. And his team has made a decision. They're going to go fight elsewhere on the map. Wow, their stream struggled there for a second. And they just went. Decisions were made. Decisions were made very fast. Get out. The game doesn't look as fast-paced as something like Overwatch, but it's the speed at which the decisions are made that allows a player to act. Last thing I want to show is Raynor, widely regarded as the fastest StarCraft 2 player in the world. Clem, the only other name in contention here. Raynor, I know for a fact, because it gets put on YouTube and is streamed on Twitch fairly regularly, plays practice games 1 versus 2, where the enemy team is 1 player controlled by 2 people. So 1 person is doing all of the macroing, they're getting all the resources, they're saturating the bases, they're doing all the mundane stuff that's required to have a robust army, and then the other player is fully focusing on the micro, that they're controlling the units, they're harassing, they're defending. And so Raynor is 1 versus 2, having to do all the macro and all the micro. And not only is that a great way to just be a very fast player, but it also really teaches prioritization and decision making, because you can't be in as many places as the enemy team, so you have to pick and choose and fight what you know you're good at, and really cleanly play your game with fast decisions, because you don't have time to think about anything. And this game is in my opinion the fastest game out there. And we're going to see a little bit of that, because right now it looks like nobody's doing anything, but you can see from the speed at which these boxes are moving around on the mini-map that stuff is in fact being done. Raynor is going from base to base to base. He needs to secure his 5th. He's checking on his harassment. Clem is going from his production. He's making sure that he can get these kills and upgrade his units, produce everything he needs to be producing, resaturate his lines for his minerals. And now he's going on the offensive. And I mean, honestly, I wish we could just see the minimap to see how these players' screens are zooming around, because every time one of them moves, it's a decision that has to be made. It's like, okay, I need to pressure this, I need to back these lings off, I need to play behind this, and everything that's happening here. Am I in or am I out? What am I doing? At the meantime, while this is happening up here, Clem is setting up in the bottom left. Oh, if I move my mouse, it pulls up and covers the minimap. The observer catches it. He's setting up in the bottom left to try and draw attention, so the decisions have to be made in other places, so that players have to know where to prioritize themselves. Raynor decides, okay, I can't chase any further than this. The speed at which each of them are making decisions and actually performing actions is way more important than just doing things, right? A fast play is not a rush. Playing fast doesn't mean run the enemy team down or run the enemy player down in the first 4 minutes of the game or the first 2 seconds of the round or whatever. What it means is make your decisions quickly and then execute on them immediately. This is what I'm going to do. Boom, does it. He saw that he got those kills. He decides to push up the ramp. He sees the queens. He decides to get off the ramp. He takes space somewhere else. These are decisions that have to be made, but it's what's really pushing the pace of the game. And a player who's not making decisions at this speed is going to get left behind. And then, of course, you have to make good decisions, right? There's plenty of people who can make decisions very quickly and aren't good. And a lot of that comes down to just making bad decisions. And as you learn what makes a good decision, you're going to become a slower player because your brain is trying to process way more information. And then once you know all that information and you don't have to think about it anymore, you're going to not only be faster like you used to be, but you're also going to be better because you'll be making better decisions. And that's the downside. That's the regression, right? But yes, hopefully this is helpful. Hopefully it helps you guys understand what it means to play fast. This is a very particular subject that I feel like I could go on about forever, but at the same time, the message is really simple. You just make quicker decisions and hesitate less, and then learn from those decisions. I did this thing. It didn't work. Why? I did this thing. It did work. Why? That's what your review is for. We have a video on that too. Go check that out. But even still, during the game, you can figure these things out. You can, if something does work, you can try it again. If something doesn't work, you can stop doing it, right? And just think about it later. But in the moment, what you care about is success. So you have to adapt quickly. Anyways, that's all from me today. I look forward to hearing from you guys in the comments. Please be sure to like and subscribe to continue supporting what we do here at CG, no matter what that may be, the players, the tournaments, the various content that we're struggling to put out here. But really appreciate it from every one of you who does. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.